What's up, guys, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Mama K, and I'm going to teach you how to play Modern Warfare Zombies. This is part of a beginners series that teaches you everything that you need to know. The first video that I started was how to play Modern Warfare Zombies and what you should do in your first game. So if you haven't seen that, be sure to go check that out. The second one was contracts and everything that you needed to know about them. This one is diving a little more into gearing up your operator. We're going to work on a mission or two, and I'm also going to show you some perks that you can find in the map. Now, one thing I wanted to look at as we get started here is when you start your game, you have 3 different operator spots. So if you lose one, you can gear up number 2 and 3 so you have backups to fall back on. Now, if you buy these bundles, you can also get an extra spot. It's really not needed, but if you want to, you can. I do wish that they would put out more bundles with better skins, because then maybe I would buy one. So right now I have on this guy who has a medium backpack. We've got our guns. I've got 2 things in my backpack. So one of the important things to note with a medium backpack is you have 7 spots. A large has 9 and a small has 5. Now let's pretend all of these items are full. Unfortunately, I just don't have anything in here to show you. So we can't fill that up because this is a brand new account. But if all of these were full, if I went to go to my strike team and I pick a different operator, I would only be able to keep 5 of those items. So important to keep in mind, if your backpack is full and you want to change operators, you would not be able to. You would lose whatever is in the last 2 spots. So that's important to keep in mind. Right now, as a new account, it's not really a big deal because we don't have anything. But that's just something I wanted you guys to note kind of ahead of time. So we're gonna go ahead and equip Zombie Ghost. So here's my 2 operators. If you do want to change your operator, like I could put anyone on here, but then let's say I put an operator here and then I bought another one, you would have to dismiss this operator and you would lose whatever was in that item. So folks will change their characters after they die, or they need to reset, because you know that's just important to keep in mind. So whatever is in your backpack will carry over from operator to operator. So I'm going to go ahead and select him because we're going to show you what it's like. I'm going to go in, do some contracts, and show you where to buy some things. So as you can see, I only have 5 spaces. If I had more than that, it's only going to take the first 5 items when you change operators. And then I did want to back up a little bit. So as you're on this main screen, you can see containment. So it's cut off a little bit right here. I'm going to go into these details. So containment is bonus perks that they have added, bonus benefits. I'll use a different word so we're not confused. Bonus benefits that you get for doing contracts. So when you do one contract in tier 1, you will get 1 containment level. When you do a contract in tier 2, you get 2. And when you go to 3, you get 3. So this goes up to 100. I, for example, have an operator that's over 2,000. It doesn't mean anything on my main account. It doesn't mean anything past 100. So you have these benefits every time you do more contracts. If you die, it goes back a level. So if you're at a 100 and you die, it's going to go back to 75. If you're at 75 and you die, it's going to go back to 50. So just starting out at level 2, I'm going to start with 500 essence. At 5, you start with 5 armor plates. At 8, you start with 1,000 essence. So this is going to be good as you're trying to get money to buy things. 12 gives you 30% off perk machine cost. 20 is start with 1,500 essence. 30 is a increase 30% contract essence reward. 40, you start off with 2,500. 50 is 50% off the mystery box. 75, you're going to start off with 5,000 essence, and at 100 you're going to get 20% off pack-a-punch costs. So this is going to give you more money, give you more plates, and also give you less cost on the things that you're buying in game. So I just wanted to go over that. That's what containment level means. Because this is a brand new operator, I'm gonna start off at 0. So we're gonna look here at our gear. I exfilled last game with a WSP9. I don't want to run that, so I'm going to unequip that. And as you unequip guns that you get from in-game, you have your contraband. So if you find in yourself in a situation where you die, you lose your insured weapon slot, and this is on a cooldown, it's helpful to have some of these guns. These are all the guns that I started the game with that the game just gave us. So I could use one of those if I don't have access to anything. You could also go in without any gun. So you could do that. I'm gonna go ahead and keep on this HCR. It's something that I found in game and have been using. I'm really waiting for the Ram 7. I just looked and that comes at 25. So we're going to go ahead and use this. I have my favorite tactical on, the decoy. I truly don't think there's anything better than that. I mean, you could use stems, but I think they're kind of useless. And then I have thermite. That's all a personal preference, but I think thermites are the best for what we need to do. And then in the meantime, it looks like I have energy mine field upgrade and frenzied guard. I'm still going to keep the energy mine on for a while. Okay, so this is important to keep in mind. When I go in, this operator does not have a self revive, so if I go down, I'm not going to be able to pick myself up. So that is going to be the first thing that we want to do when we get in. So here is my loadout. I'm going to go ahead and bring in this purple tool. This is a Shatter Blast ammo mod. It triggers an explosive damage. That can stay in my bag. I'm not really worried about it, but we'll go ahead and keep it. And then one thing we'll do is we will go ahead and do this next mission. It's called Firepower. Pack a punch a gun to level 1 and kill 50 zombies. So this should absolutely be pretty easy to knock out. All right, this is technically game 4, I believe, on my account. So my goal for this game is to show you how to gear an operator from the very beginning. And so we have a 1 plate, we don't have a self revive, we have a small backpack. We're going to loot what we can as we go. But before we even get there, I'm just going to do some contracts. And one of the things to keep in mind is when you are solo, the very first contract that you run, you're going to get a self-revive. So I want to keep myself alive until then. I always try to make sure I have a self-revive. So what I'm going to do is I want a cargo. So I am actually going to head here into tier 2. We're going to go grab a cargo contract because that's going to be the easiest as we're getting started here. And I told you before, tier 1, tier 2 contracts are the same. It doesn't make them any more or less harder. The only thing is the zombies in tier 2, but we're just going to run in and show you what that looks like. All right, so here we are. We're outside my tier 2 contract. The only reason I came into this tier 2 is because there wasn't any close by in tier 1. Now tier 2 does get harder. Right now I do have a gray gun. It has no tool on it. It has no pack-a-punch on it. So I do have the weakest gun, but that doesn't matter. One of the great things that I like about cargos is that you literally don't have to kill anything if you don't want to. So I just threw a decoy. Again, that's why they're the best tactical in the game. I threw it over there. The zombies are gonna go to it, and look, now I have my cargo. I didn't have to touch any of the zombies, and I think that's one of the reasons why this is one of the easiest contracts. So here we are. Technically, if we didn't have any gun, we would be just fine. And one of the differences between tier 2 and tier 1 contracts is the amount of money. So when you complete a tier 1 contract, you're going to get 2,000. When you complete a tier 2 contract, you're going to get 3,000 essence for completing that. And then when you go into tier 3, you're going to get 5,000. So when people say, what is the fastest way to make money? The fastest is going to be tier 3 bounties. You can just do those really quickly. but you have to have the correct gear to be able to survive. So skill level, I can run into tier 3 personally, like as a zombies player, I can run into tier 3 and be just fine. I don't need perks. I'm gonna equip myself revive here. There's elemental pop. But right now on this brand new account, I do not have the tools that I need to survive in tier 3. So I may have skill, and that could be the same thing for any of you classic zombies players. You may have the skill from playing zombies, but if you are not geared up correctly, you won't be able to survive in tier 3. Okay. We're just going to focus on getting a little bit more money. So we're going to go to another cargo here in tier 2. I love that I picked a cargo right next to the merc camps. Honestly, those are probably some of the scariest things in the game. That's the only thing that's going to shoot at you. All right, I just looted this. I'm going to go ahead and grab this green gas mask. I do think I have the MTZ 762 unlocked, so I'm actually not going to worry about that. And I will put my stems in my backpack. If I want to exfil with those, I can unlock that. So certainly not bad. All right, let's go grab this cargo. So I mentioned my gun rarity. Oh, no, I can't even show you because there are no zombies over here. That's okay. All right, the cargo, you can see that symbol, so it's going to be behind this door, not this one. I can open this up. And I can shoot the mercs if I want. It's up to you. It doesn't matter if they shoot the vehicle a little bit. These vehicles are pretty sturdy, so they can take some damage. So most of the time, I don't even bother shooting them. Just showing you that you can if you want. All right, we're going to go back this way. Oh. Oh, Nilly. All right. There is our second cargo done, so we're up to 6,600. Oh, it's giving me a purple tool. You absolutely want that. And I'm gonna go ahead and use this green one. It doesn't matter. And then we might as well pop elemental pop. So the perk that I have down at the bottom is called elemental pop. It triggers a random effect, a random ammo mod. It could freeze them, it could set them on fire, it could brain rot them, which turns them into like friendly zombies. And so I am in tier 2. This is a tier 1 zombie. You can see the little symbol above him. And then let's see, the one down here is tier 2. So that's how you know we're kind of on the border here between tier 1 and tier 2. So we are getting a little bit of both. But that's how you know the different tiers. So there's the difference in the green tool, the tier 1 zombies and the tier 2. So a green tool for this gun is just fine on tier 2 zombies. It just takes a little bit more ammo to kill them. I'm just aiming for those headshots too. That's going to do more damage. And then you'll also see things like the plates picked up. Okay, they're just going to keep coming. So let's continue on with another cargo mission. The other thing that I like about doing cargos over and over again is that you can take the vehicle that you just used as a cargo to drive it to your next location. And so that's a great way to travel around the map. There are Scorchers. That's a wonder weapon. It's a new wonder weapon they've added to this game. It looks like a little rocket, but it can help fly you over the map from place to place. That's absolutely not needed right now. Super helpful to have later though. And this building right here, so as you can see, there is a gas. That is a ether nest. We're gonna go ahead and throw our decoy right there. And then there's an ammo cache back here, so I'm just gonna refill and I'm gonna get 2 more. I'm gonna show you more later on what the ether nests look like. But that's why it put on my gas mask. I just don't want to do that in tier 2 right now without having a packed gun. We do have enough money, but I want to make sure that we're gearing first before we get that taken care of. All right, let's check our reward rift. Oh, we have Juggernog and Tombstone. So just going over the perks that I got while I got them. The plus sign is Jug. As my 6-year-old son calls it, it's Jug Health. That is going to give you extra health. So that's absolutely usually one of the first perks that I recommend. It's just going to give you more health as you're fighting the zombies. And then the Tombstone, it has the Tombstone on it. If you ever see people say TS, that's what they mean, Tombstone. If I were to die, I could come in next game and I will get all of this stuff in my backpack and I will get my money. It'll put it in a tombstone in the graveyard, which is going to be up here near military. It will literally be a tombstone. It'll highlight it on the map for you. You only can get it in the next game, so you have to go get it. But if you die, you full die in between going to get that, you will lose it. So that's a great way if you happen to die while you're in this area to kind of get your stuff back. So it's a really neat option. Okay, so we have $10,000. So what I wanted to do is go to a tier 2 buy station and show you what we can buy with $10,000. So all we did is we came in with, I don't think we came in with any money, but we were able to do 3 contracts. I did loot a little bit. Everybody and their brother. I'm gonna plate up. Or we're gonna find this buy station. So we're at a tier 2 buy station. There's a blue Icarus. No, hey, no, I don't. All right, this is a disciple. So this is one of the other bosses. So we've covered mimics and manglers already. That's a little disciple. So he is weak against the dead wire ammo mod, so electric. He can be pretty annoying. Look, he's calling in some zombies. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna run away. We're just gonna run away, right? And we're gonna give ourselves some space. I don't have the perk that makes me run faster, so we're just running away. And that's absolutely so important to know and do when you are playing zombies. So this buy station is kind of hot right now. I don't want to fight that disciple. My gun might be strong enough to take it out. But I don't want to try, and I don't want you guys to have to see that, because I want to show you how easy it is to go from one place to another. So yeah, so if you're ever looking to kill a disciple, let's say if you need to do it for a mission, they're found in tier 2, they are not in tier 1. And then when you come in to do bounties in tier 2, it can be a disciple, mimic, or mangler. So that was the disciple guy. One of the things that he does is he will siphon your health. When he does that, if he's siphoning, it's important to get behind something, and that will cut his siphon from you, which helps things too. So that's why I didn't want to deal with that, because he can siphon your health and the zombies, and technically all we have is a green tool. So we're at a much calmer buy station. So I'm going to go in here, look at the gear. So I wanted to come in and I'm going to buy a 3-plate. So you can buy a 3-plate armor vest from right here. Oh, and I'm getting hit. So there's a warlord here. We are just going over everything. Whenever you see this, so this is Dokubi's fortress, that little castle, That is a merc. that is a merc fortress. So that is a Wilson that is shooting at me right there. So that's why I hopped over this wall. But I got my 3 place, so that is huge. That is what I wanted to do. Personally, I could care less about if I have a large backpack or not. Look at him patrolling over there. And he's only there because, again, the warlord is here. Her name is Dokkaby. And I'll cover that later in a video, but that's why he's there. So, and these little drones, if not, you wouldn't have to worry about it. But so yeah, this is what this buy station looks like. And then something else to keep in mind is that you can only buy a self-revive from tier 2 and above. That is so important. You cannot buy self-revives in tier 1. That's another reason why I wanted to come in here and show you in tier 2. Because you have to come in here to buy self-revives. And again, there's nothing, like, you shouldn't be afraid of these higher level zones. They can be so nerve-wracking, but as you can see, I'm just running around here with my fists out, and you don't need the special perks for that, right? Technically the only thing I have on my gun is the green tool. I do have an AR, and some guns you may not be able to. So this HCR that I found is doing pretty well. It can take out those zombies, but you know, that's you know, just what I recommend. But yeah, there's nothing wrong to be afraid of, and you can literally just run through these. But my self-revive, so you're always going to get one when you do your first solo contract. But if you go down and you need to use your self-revive, whether if you're solo, I make it my priority to go buy another one. Like, that is my focus really before I'm doing anything, because you just don't want to rely on people to pick you up. I would say the zombies community is super helpful, but they're super helpful, but you know, sometimes they just sometimes they don't know how to get to you. Maybe they don't have their text chat on, and you don't want to die. So there is no one in my tier 3 lobby, and I can see a cargo. So I'm going to go show you how to run through tier 3. We're gonna go do that really quickly. So you can outrun any of the zombies no matter what tier you're in. What you can outrun are these hellhounds. So I shoot those and then I swap back to my fist to keep running quickly. All right, so now we're heading into tier 3. Oh, I was gonna drive over there, but here's the portal. So I'm just gonna take this over. And I just want you to see what tier 3 looks like. And I want to show you how to buy a large backpack from tier 3 anyway. So this kind of works out. But I think because I'm on a brand new account, I might be in a newer lobby. No one is in here. So I'm going to grab this contract. Look, I'm in tier 3. It does not have to be scary. And I think a lot of new players get really scared of tier 3, and you don't have to be. We're just going to run here, and this is why I recommend one gun. If I had 2 guns and I did not have the Stamin up perk, that's the orange one, I would not be able to outrun those. I wouldn't. That's why I always recommend one gun. So I just threw a decoy, so that's why the zombies are going over there, and I'm gonna grab my cargo. And this is I know I've said the bounty is the fastest way to make money, but if we're being technical, the quickest contract to get the most money is the tier 3 cargo contract. It's such a quick and easy route. And look, I'm gonna complete it right here. All right, I'm gonna loot very quickly. I'm gonna use that pack-a-punch. So that gave me a pack 2 gun, and I'm gonna run out. What? That's all you had to do. It gave me a pack 2 crystal. There was a blue tool in there. There was a blue tool in there. but that's okay. We don't need it. We don't need to go back. Let's see. Starting to get hurt. I'm gonna run away. So see that zombie, I'm struggling to kill a little bit more. Because he's tier 3. So this HCR is not bad. We're chilling. Double points, so that's going to give me more money here. And as you can see, we have started on our mission Firepower. I used a crystal to pack a punch my gun. This is actually pack level 2. That's okay. It's still going to count for our gun, or our mission. So we're working on that here. Okay, I need to let's do a bounty contract here. All right, we're looking for our mimic. Oh, there he is. I always give myself space so he can't grab me. And I'm just gonna keep on working on shredding him. I do a little bit of damage and I'm gonna run away. There's nothing wrong with that. And this is why I recommend the cargos over the bounty, especially when you're getting started, because if your gun is not strong enough, it is going to take you longer. Now that was a tier 2 bounty, so it is going to be a little bit harder than the tier 1 anyway. We're gonna loot this. There's a green tool. I'm getting hit, so get out of the rift. Again, a huge tip is do not stand in the rift. You got to get in and go. So many times I see new players are just standing there staring at loot, and I know it can be really hard to figure out like what you need or if it's worth looting or not. I completely understand that, especially as you're learning, but wait until it's clear, go back in, and then you can go back in and get what you need. Just don't get hit, and don't rely on anyone else to protect you while you're inside the rift. I think that's a huge tip. Okay, so now we have 10k. So what I want to do is I want to show you how to buy a 3-plate vest from tier 3. So last game when we were doing contracts, I was able to get gear from my loot. We didn't have from the reward rifts. We didn't have, my first operator doesn't have a large backpack though. So this one is going to be better than the other one. So we're going to look at buy stations. It looks like we have 2. So this is how you buy a large backpack in tier 3. Now if you want to go loot, you can. If you go in this pop-off power place, there's lots of lockers and stashes over there that you can loot a large backpack, but we're just gonna buy one for 10k because I want to show you that this is an option. I as a player do not have time to loot for gear. I usually just get it as I go, or like if I'm playing on my main account, we'll come in, we'll do tier 3 contracts, and if I don't have the gear, I'll just run contracts until I get that, or you know, or I have enough money to buy it. I don't really have time to loot it unless it's in the reward rift. So I only have 3 perks right now. You can run tier 3 without perks. You just have to run with your fist. I do hear a dog behind me, so I'm gonna turn and shoot these. It is taking me a little longer to kill them because my gun is only green pack 2. All right, so now you can see I'm outside the buy station and I'm gonna throw a decoy. Throw a decoy, there they go. I'm gonna go in. The backpack is the second one on the right. I'm gonna buy that. There's my 10,000. My decoy is up and I'm going to run this way. I'm gonna keep running. Again, the only thing that you cannot outrun are the hellhounds, but I'm just gonna keep running. And then another tip. So I see this dog here and you see this big horde of zombies that are following me. So one of my biggest tips when you're running in tier 3, throw a decoy that way and keep running this way. And they're all gonna go that way and I'm gonna keep hightailing it out here. So I don't want you to be afraid of tier 3. Again, I said this before, you can have the skill, but you have to have the gear to survive. But if you are smart about it, you have to know when to fight and when to run away. You can absolutely get through tier 3 pretty easily. And there we go. There we go. And it's as simple as that. So now this operator has a 3-plate vest and a large backpack. That's huge. That's so awesome. So this operator is geared. It is geared. The only thing this operator could use is a purple gas mask. Not really using that right now. So my green one is fine. Doesn't really matter. All right, so this game we spent some time getting money from contracts. I showed you how cargoes can be a really easy way to get some money without a lot of stress. And then we did a bounty and I showed you how in tier 2 it took a little bit more to kill, but we were able to get that done. So now what I'm gonna do, we have 7 minutes in the game. So this is your main countdown that you have, and then once you hit that point, you have 15 minutes until the storm spreads. We do have an Exfil right here, and the storm is right here. So once we hit that 7 minutes, the storm is gonna take over this Exfil first. So that's important to keep in mind, but I'm just going to look for a few things that I can loot. I have a little over 4,000. And just as a reminder, anything that you extract on your person that is equipped, you will unlock. So I have the decoys and the thermites. Those are what I use all the time. But if I was able to find something else that I wanted to take out with me, that would unlock it. So RPK and a SO14. I don't think I want those. So I'm just looting stuff here. SOA. I may drop this. We'll see what's on this wall buy. What if I want to unlock this? All I have to do is Exfil with it. Let's see what this gun is. Ugh, tier. Ugh. It used to be so good and then they nerfed it into the ground. So no one uses those anymore. If it was still good, then I would have absolutely bought that gun. So as you're starting to level up and unlock guns, anything that you find, you can go ahead and extract. And I know you're probably saying, Mama, you told me only have one gun. Well, when you're in tier 1, that's fine. And since we're doing it for the purpose of exfilling, it's okay if you have more than one gun. So we're gonna, unless we find something better, we'll extract with this SOA. Looks like someone else. There's a striker. Not bad. So that was green. The one I have right now is blue, which also shows you how easily a blue tool is shredding in tier 1. But when I exfil, I'm gonna lose that rarity. So we don't. It doesn't matter what rarity it is when you pick it up. That only helps you in the moment if you didn't have a blue tool or anything like that. All right, we are just going to go ahead and exfil. I haven't made decoys in my bag. I did find these stems. I'm going to go ahead and equip those. And then when we exfil, that's going to unlock it. Looks like someone else is here at exfil. Not sure what they're doing. Hey, we're twins. Hey, buddy. We're twins. Hello. We're ghost twins. So he could be getting ready to leave. That's a tactical. I don't want that. We're gonna pick the stems over that. I love seeing the energy mine because I feel like that comes from new players. But it's great. It's great when you're doing the harder stuff. Whenever you see this skull, this is insta kill. So that's going to make the zombies a one shot, no matter where you are. Except for the big ones, right? Big mangy boy over there. He's gonna take more. Because I grabbed this power up, that guy does not have insta kill. If your teammates were here, if you were playing with teammates, they would all have it. But the random people nearby you would not. Okay. I don't know if he's gonna get on. I'm gonna go ahead and get on here. There's other players, then it will it gives a little bit more time until they get on too, just in case there's different teams at the Exfil. All right, not a bad way to end game 4. We ran into tier 3 to buy a large backpack, but like I said, if you didn't want to do that, all you have to do is go to the pop-off area, any locker area, and you can loot. I just personally don't like running to loot. It's just not fun for me. So a few different ways you can either loot or go buy your backpack. We also got some tools, so that'll be good. We got a new gun unlocked, which does have the big mag, so that's kind of exciting. Exfilling with guns is also a great way. Instead of having to level up guns and unlock attachments, if you exfil guns with those attachments, you'll get them. So if I wanted to use the SOA, that would be great. Okay, we're going to go back in, and I'm going to show you how to get free perks. That is going to be our next game. There, we unlock the stem. I'm gonna put my decoys back on. I know I'm not gonna use all of these, so I'm actually gonna go ahead and unequip that green tool. We're gonna unequip one of those. I'm gonna unequip the Shatter Blast. I don't really need it. And then I'm gonna stick with the HCR again. So we're gonna go ahead and unequip that SOA. So we only have one gun. All right, I could go in and gear my third operator if I want, but we're just going to go ahead and stay with Mr. Zombie Ghost and go back in. I'm going to show you how to get some free perks. All right, so in my intro video, we talked about perks and what they do, the benefits that they give you. So there are different perks, and there's a few different ways to get them. Now, if you found a perk can, you exfilled with it, and it's in your backpack, you can absolutely pop them. If you take a look at the map, you can find the different perk machines. So right here, we have Quick Revive. Right here we have Tombstone. If anyone important is watching this, if those were to be color coded by perk, that would be amazing, just to make it a little bit easier to see. But those are located randomly and they change every game. So Juggernog is right here. That could be in a completely different spot next time. So you could go buy them at each of the different machines. There's also something called the Wunderfizz machine, and this has all of the perks. So it looks like a little cup. It's only located in tier 3, and there's going to be 2 machines in each game. Now, this west one that I see right here is always going to be right there. Always spawns in. The second one, right now it's located right here in the middle at F4. It could be over here in G4 on the east side. So if you wanted to go in and buy all your perks, you could. Now, if you're just running tier 1 contracts and missions, there's absolutely no reason. But one of the things that they implemented in this game are free perks. You can literally go and find perks, and I love that. It's one of the things I love about Call of Duty Zombies is there are Easter eggs everywhere that you may not know exist, and I just think it's so exciting to find those. So we're going to show you how to do how to get the free perk. So right now I am outside Shaheen Manor. This is in the southeast part of the map. We're H7. So this perk is going to be PhD Flopper, and as a reminder, this is the one that's going to help you take damage against the hellhounds, those fiery dogs that kind of explode. So we're inside the manor. We just went up the stairs. We're gonna come up on top of this, I don't even know, pergola, balcony, railing, fancy, I don't know what the word is, but it's okay. And right now you see the blue bunny. So that is Mr. Peaks. He's also right back there on my shelf. He's super cute. So that is Mr. Peaks. He is a classic Call of Duty icon, but he is right there. So to get our free PhD perk, we're going to run off of here. We're going to pull our parachute and then cut it and fall into the water. We heard him laugh. We open up the reward rift, and there is our free PhD. Okay, so next we have the Stamin Up perk. As you can see right there, Mr. Peaks is just up there by the highway sign, and we are at I-4. This is just west of Farms right here on the main road. For this, you will need an ATV. See, there you're just gonna drive until you get to it looked to be about this line as well. So we have the shadow going across and the shadow at the starting line. So you do need an ATV for that one, and then once you do, you're going to get the quick revive perk. To get your free Deadshot perk, you're going to come to the Abtal Academy. So this is located just southeast of Orlov Military Base. We are right here at I-3. So what we're going to do is aim a sticky grenade into that window. So I'm going to show you exactly what we're aiming at. We're going to pop up here, and then you will see Mr. Peaks. So this will get you the Deadshot perk that is going to give you more damage as you aim down sights. So we got our sticky grenade. Let's aim right above that. And there we got it. It did take me a couple of tries, but then once that pops up, you can get your perk. That'll give you Deadshot Daiquiri. And if you're unsure if he's in there, just climb on up and you can see. And that's exactly what you're going to aim at. Now, this did take me a couple of tries. And so if you missed, that's okay. You can go over here and refill your ammo cache. And if you don't have a sticky grenade, you can always try and loot these caches. This is actually where I found mine. As we work our way around the map, we're going to head to E1. We're in like the very kind of center of the map right here. You're going to go up this tower here, and this is how you get the Death Perception perk. I hope you're not afraid of heights. I'm just kidding. I am in real life. It's kind of scary. My palms get sweaty. Woo-wee! All right. Jump over that gap, and then we're going to climb up all the way to the very tippy top. You're going to channel your inner Buzz Lightyear because we're going to be falling with style. So as you can see, I'm on the ledge. Don't do it. And we're going to be aiming for those 3 rings. Now this can kind of be tricky at first, but you're just going to jump off and pop your parachute. And I am just kind of gliding back and forth. My goal is to go through these rings. Wow! Whee! So you can kind of go back and forth to control where you're going, and I would just recommend kind of going in slow, or you can go fast and hard. It doesn't matter, whatever you want to do. But once you go through those rings and you follow that path, you can get the Death Perception perk. For the free Speed Cola perk, you're gonna channel your inner Mike. I want to be like Mike. Disciple, get off me. All right, we're gonna break that. You see this bird statue? We are just in the corner of D2 right here, and we're going to take our ATV and we are going to fly. Jump over Mr. Peaks. Nailed it. And when your rift pops up, that's how you know you have the free Speed Cola perk. To get the free Jug perk, you will need a Molotov. So right now I'll show you how it's not going to work with a sticky grenade, but we are in tier 2. We're just outside C3. These are the apartments. So just north of the apartments, you see this little campfire with Mr. Peaks, and you're going to throw a Molotov on there. So let me show you. It will not work with the Semtex. Ow. In fact, that hurt me. So let's go find a Molotov. So I was able to loot a Molotov. All you have to do is go in and check those apartments. There's a bunch of little caches, and hopefully you'll be able to find one. So I have it in my backpack. We're going to equip it. Now, just as a reminder too, if Mr. Peaks is not there, that means someone else has already done it. So if you see him, you're able to do it. You're going to aim your molly right at that fire. It's going to catch, and that's going to give you your free Juggernog perk. To get the stamina perk, we're going to come to Zaravan City. So this is just right where tier 2 and tier 1 are. This is located at D7. So we're going to be racing up this tall building. It's to the left of the roundabout. But to get this, you're going to run through the doors. You're going to see Mr. Peaks right here on the stairwell. Here he is, and we're going to run up these stairs. Now, this is timed. You can't see the timer, but just know that you have to hustle to get up these stairs. You may see some zombies as you are running up, but you cannot pay them any attention. Don't get stuck on them. Just run around them. That way you can get up the stairs as fast as you can. Now, we are going to be running all the way up 15 flights of stairs. I don't know who thought it would be funny to make us run up 15 flights of stairs, but here we are. This is going to get you the Stamin up perk, which is going to have you run faster. So unfortunately, I actually had to buy Stamina up just to be able to do this Easter egg. So probably not the best thing, but if you wanted to get the free Stamina perk for your teammate, you can. But you'll know you've successfully done it when you come up those stairs and that reward rift pops up. If Mr. Peaks is not at the base of the stairs, that means somebody has already done it. And here's how to get the final perk. This is Tombstone, located at D7, D8 in tier 1. We're in here in this construction area. So right across from that yellow crane, you're going to take this zip line up, and I went ahead and just hopped on this little elevated platform. What you're going to need is a scoped gun. I actually hopped onto my main account to get this. That's why I have the Mark of the Survivor camo on this gun. You're going to stare at Mr. Peaks right there for about 15 seconds. There's a nice little jump scare. So I'm glad I didn't have my mic on, because it definitely got me, even though I knew it was on its way. So that's how you get the last free perk. You can also just buy your perks around the map or in tier 3. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one for completing Act 1 missions.